Jamie, I swear to God. Jamie, top of the morning to you. Wait, that was shit. Hold on, let me do it again. Top of the morning to you. Today we're going to be making Irish potatoes, and to many of you, you're not going to know what the I'm talking about because Irish potatoes are regional to the Philadelphia tri-state area region. I thought I liked them, but upon my further investigation today, they're shit. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our own Irish potatoes, and then we're gonna have my family try mine versus the Orion's Irish potatoes. I'm just gonna come up here and show you what an Irish potato is. It is a Beauty Guru. It is a cream cheese, sugar, coconut covered ball thing coated in cinnamon. What you'll need to make these hoes are 4 ounces of cream cheese, 4 ounces of unsalted butter, or salted butter and then you just don't use salt, cinnamon, vanilla, and a ton of powdered sugar and a ton of coconut. We first need to cream our cream cheese and our butter together. So you're just gonna pop it in the bowl with your vanilla, about a teaspoon of vanilla. I've whipped everything together and I've added an 1/8 teaspoon of salt into this and whisked it again. And now we're gonna start adding little by little 4 friggin' cups of powdered sugar. Now we have 2.5 cups about of coconut, sweetened coconut, and we have our mixture here. It's basically a paste, so we're just gonna have to go in with our hands. So just a little bit at a time and just start kneading that in. I'm gonna let this chill. I think it's gonna be easier to work with if it's cold. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge and then we'll dive into the next step. My batter's chilled and I have a plate of cinnamon here so I can roll my balls. And so you're just gonna make like 1/2 inch, I would say, in size. It's practically the same size. And they don't have to be perfectly round. They can look a little up. And you're just gonna roll it in some cinnamon. There you go. I thought this would be an interesting time to talk about the Irish potato famine. Even though I am a history major, I am a dumbass and I can't really explain things well because the public school system has failed me. So the Irish potato famine took place in mid-1800s, really all over Europe, but it hit Ireland the hardest. What happened was there was a fungus called Phytophthora, which is again a fungus that infects plants and makes it unable to eat. And because Ireland during that period had so much rain and high wind, the fungus was able to spread rapidly throughout the potatoes, which is funny because the Irish, that was the staple of their diet, and it is the staple of many people's diets. It's honestly a staple of my diet. But the potato is a New World food. They don't originate in Ireland, so I just find that interesting. And they only had one main variation of the potato, which is why they were hit the hardest because they were only growing one type of potato. Potatoes are incredibly dense in calories and they have a lot of vitamin C, so you essentially can live off potatoes, which is what they were doing for a long ass time. And then all of a sudden, they were bad. At this time, Ireland was colonized or owned by England. Ireland did not gain their independence until the 20th century. I think the 70s. And if I could be frank, people are terrible at geography. So there's Northern Ireland in Ireland. The capital of Northern Ireland is Belfast, the capital of Ireland is Dublin. Now, Northern Ireland is still part of the UK, however, Ireland is independent. They're not, but at the time the potato famine took place, it was all one country. And likely if you were colonized or ruled by England, you were probably oppressed. That's the tea. So let's just say that the English did not really like the Irish very well. And that reason being is because they were Catholic and the English are Protestant.
Hey, it's me. So I'm editing this video and I realized that this whole last time I've been saying Protestant instead of Anglican. So that's gonna be happening for the remainder of this video. Cute. I always thought that Anglicans were Protestant though, because it like happened like following the Protestant Reformation. Hi. I just have a quick question, a history question. Okay, so are Anglicans Protestant? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that, because I kept saying Protestant, but then I was like, wait.
And if you did not know, the Pope did not grant King Henry VIII a divorce for from his wife, so he decided to create a whole entire religion. And today the majority of Irish are Catholics and the majority of English people are Protestant. But yeah, so because the Irish were Catholic, the English did not really give two f**ks about them. And since the Irish were Catholic, they were not able to own their own farms. And because they were not allowed to own their own farms and they were literally hungry because all of their crops were dying, they could not pay the English because they were the ones who owned the farms. And they got taken away. Their houses, they were burnt down and they were essentially left to die. Another thing that happened during the potato famine, which was really fucked up on England's part, is that they had a lot of crops that weren't fucked up by the fungi. Or it's called a blight, which is like a famine because of food or like contaminated food on a mass scale. It's called a blight. They were shipping the food not to the Irish because, again, the Irish. And Ireland was like, you see this shit? You see this shit? And then they started sending them corn.
Yes, sorry to interrupt.
Hey! Okay, so I don't know where I was before my sister interrupted me, but another thing I wanted to add was eventually the English decided that they probably should do something about the fact that millions of people were dying, but they had a pretty piss poor approach. They just gave them a shit ton of corn, and even then it wasn't enough to like feed everybody. And corn is not as nutritious as potatoes, because if you've ever taken a shit after you've eaten corn, it's evident that your body does not digest corn very well. We're gonna be bringing 2011 back by doing the cinnamon challenge. On your mark, get set, go. Set, go.
Cinnamon.
Why? Are you ready? Okay, kids. Patricia!
Stop.
So I'm gonna show the audience.
Wow, wonder what ones are fucking ears.
Don't say the F word. Jamie, shut up.
Are these yours?
Yes.
I like yours better. They are good.
This was the worst one I've ever done.
Jane, don't leave the clothes like that in the dryer. Oh, jeez. I can bring them to work if you make.
Cute. Okay. I followed the
Jane,
recipe.
stop. What are you doing?
Everybody get the out.